Now, the person makes us a way. Kofi Amabwa, Honorable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Se Ghana for na ha ne pass kronwa doso. Ne yetimi nti kronfo bia na chese ye dunu ye ho de yesre. Ye dunu ye ho e na yesre because ye se kronwa doso. E na amanfo bo kronwa na amanfo bo kronwa yetimi nti kronfo ba ku sempo. Whatever you came to do at your press conference yesterday, to me, do not hold any water. No, you are so beard so. To me, who said something now in the Why did you cry? For what? Because they are laid down procedures. They are laid down rules and regulations. They are laying down every single thing that you need to go through to make sure, say, even if there's a need for amendments, you take it to the floor of Parliament, the procedures will have to follow. Now, if you're much more amending, Rano. But for you to watch a simple documentary and start sharing tears, crocodile tears, boy, I said I didn't tell any. And when you feel an interim. Because it's an open secret. Our God had to say, yes, sir, I say, your forest reserves, I say. And of course, Ghana for United, that's just say. A time came, and when the Catholic Bishop Conference, I think that was June. I think that was June, around June. Catholic Bishop Conference, our International Conference Center. His Excellency Nana Kufuado stood on the podium and said, as at the time, Okasano, Akonta Mines was not involved in the illegal mining. Memoir. As at that time, and Okasano, Akonta Mines was not involved in any illegal activity. So before that time, what was Akonta Mines doing? The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, led by Mujinapo, wrote a letter, and there was a counter letter to it. So Akonta Mines was involved in an illegal activity, illegal mining. But the President of the Republic of Ghana said, as at that time. So who were your friend that was investigating that issue? When the President had said, as at that time, he wasn't interested or he wasn't engaged in any illegalities. Also, yes, don't check it. Okay, investigate today. What are you going to investigate? Because the president of the land, who has the sole responsibility to also make sure, say, and running the attention, the mayor, or do not say, Akonta Mines wasn't involved in the illegality. It's a whole year, right? Who police CID? Seven brothers, and yes, I know him. Yeah? We don't want to see what we saw yesterday. Honorable Kofi Amabwa, please, with all due respect to you, with the greatest of humility to your office, we do not want to see what we saw yesterday, if indeed you were sharing tears. That to me is a crocodile tear. And I could that be true and another because and no will not prove anything to Ghanaians. I don't know will not add any volume to Ghanaians. I don't know will not bring our lands back. But if so be your body, no, I am body the tear nature. I am body the tear so near Sase. I am body the tear gather and brand new hormone. And in because we're yes, and I am Bobby's or I am Bobby's son. That a month one day be a do tell me that as a more that a man or quadra the thing that the call who say ya, the thing that the call say ya, not that I'm saying ya. No, come on, your first Abuamamu. Your first Yamamu. The relatives who holds that if some running the honomo, that's someone putting all the legal procedures. Number say Akonta Mines, Akwasaya Forest Reserves, I don't need to be krata. What was I just saying? Now listen to this. Here, as of 2022, there was a letter at the Minerals Commission at the Akonta Mines. And it indicates solely, say, Emra, I friend Emra, or money so. And what I would just want you to publish that particular letter for me. Now, kind of for you now who say that is exactly the truth we are talking about. It is not about some fallacious comments and I say be a fallacy be and I say yeah possible kebi and I juma. No. When the Mineral Commission speaks, it speaks a lot of volume. It says that something that is factual. Because the Minerals Commission is a state-owned institution that ever said them away to be cost a year. Now, the Mineral Commission says in 2022 said none of the above lease. Now listen to me carefully. Very, very carefully. Whether I wish to say you publish this particular letter, oh, we are the about our video way. The Mineral Commission says that none of the above lease, so there were previous ones are attached to this very particular letter, yet to become because of time. Falls within the Tano Nimri Forest reserves, or any forest reserves for that matter. Thank you very much, Medasi. Now, it goes on to say, the letter from the Forestry Commissions and its Minerals Commission dated 8 August 2022 and 7 September 2022, which are being circulated alongside the lease granted in 2021, have no bearing on the above set out leases. As indicated by the ministry's press conference or press statement, dated 30th September 2022, Akonta Mines TA. And this is the point of order. So you do not go there and cry to Ghanaians as if say, some brothers I say, yeah, baby said they were horrible. As indicated by the ministry's press statement, dated on the 10th of September 2022, Akonta Mines has a pending application dated 25th August 2022 for a mining lease over an area within the Tano Nimri Forest reserves. That application has not been determined by the minister, who is mandated by law to grant or refuse such application. And for the avoidance of doubt, Akonta Mines has no mining lease, mineral rights, and or permit to undertake any mining operations in the Tano Nimri Forest reserves. And steps are currently being undertaken to enforce the minister's directive issued on the 30th of September 2022. So what are you people talking about? If indeed this letter is coming from the Minerals Commission, then what are you talking about? Hey, Chairman, please. Chairman, Ghana is a very serious business entity. Ghana is a very serious business. Hey, Chairman, please, with the greatest of respect to you, this is not what we want. Take action, because you see, your sons say, your forest reserves are saying, yes, what say, when there. That's a never documentary. Now the documentary is the meaning and also taking advantage of our system. You sit there and you cry to Ghanaians and say, what? Say, maybe I'm Ghana. No! Mamambra Enyejuma. If indeed Akonta Mines are violating the laws of our land, you know the owner of Akonta Mines, who is about to me, who him know? Yeah? Now, okay, Ghana Constitution, it is the president, and I did Ghana, your minerals laws, your dear shadows, as a good year was Suase. I was slow, I was assassin, and assassin, but big beer. You find a natural mineral resource. It is vested in the hands of the president in trust of Ghanaians. And the president has the sole obligation to appoint somebody to also take charge of that very particular ministry. It is the president, by virtue of the power, to be a God of one mano. No, be ye honorable Kofi Amabu say, Brabeye Bibia, make catch them some press conference as in a who's who says some brothers, some are me and house in the who. Mama Ghana 13 years because here, in the abundance of water, the food will be thirsty. In Sua Chaya Westia, tell me, just give me one typical example of Sua, a Chaya Westia, Papa. But those days, we could go to the riverside, yet the examples for the one near Sania, because who near what I was when I say. But then, what else I didn't be? Just because of mining activities. Maybe the Mabusia, yet to be cockers who are Mamenum. Yet this is kind of a class with the Ababenum. But then be a one of Busia there. Sikana wouldn't see. It's what cry and Yamona. It does not mean so you should subject Ghanaians to that level of poverty when you know the root cause of the issue. So what am I doing now? Men yet to send your seven brothers as a ye dada ya wubi as a diano ye by pase kata so ye katasumo mwasro subembi na se be as a no Ghanaians do not want that. Second is Sankwa dear. Na Kagana for Ekoto Santos here kwakoto aba eyoma pahini ene Nimra shebidwabu for. Because Ghana for to Santene Ekoto aba not for anything but for change and for good governance. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, with the greatest of respect to you, you know Ghanaians love you so much. You've become an angel to the entire Ghanaian population. Very soon, Ubahito 120 days promise. Which of course we know say you've executed more than almost all the promises you made. But the truth is that, hey, action that needs to be taken by your office has not been taken. But this time, some brother say, Nanka say, Dabio, Tobo, Tie, Nanka Oti Wado say, my inviting Kedoforiata say, Omra na yebisa the questions, na Kedoforiata say, or yada the benti, or say, or yarinti time or pay, and or the magana, Jesus Christ. Say, or say, or no, or the yarim paso, and say, Otimi ma, into no time or pay. And what the best Ghana for say, any time we draw, member, Nama make myself available for any interrogation. Meanwhile, I'm ready before I'm with the work of court. Hey, hey, what can you say? Very simple logic. What can you say? I've been quiet. You know me say cracker. I've been for you. Abam kwai ye num ne sade ye num krakra because on try a be fa otrim ana so hu ne say owoba ye ne ni agosa soso because of kawa and the same poison and the opposite. Ghana do not have the luxury of time to be waiting for these gimmicks that be. And I said, the Quaquati way, I said, I said, the Quaquat, I said, for them call, I said, no, Ghanaians do not want that. Gather for your person. Even young people, I even asked why some of the people are still in government, are still heading institutions. How much more the NDC? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Every before the BBC Sakra said, I don't FDA. Omuni Pada Sotio. I don't VRA. Omuni Pada Sotio. I don't the Ghana Airport Authority. I don't Omuni Pada Sotio. I don't the various institutions. Omuni Pada Sotio no more. Whilst you have the competent people to manage the affairs of your own institutions. They're asking them. So even if the NPP are asking you as a government, in power, what is preventing you? Meanwhile, competent people who also contributed to the success of your campaign, to the success of your to this election, are still marking time at home, not getting the work to do. Yeah, do some of the air coffee. Do some of the air coffee. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, have you asked yourself why? It don't tell me, can you make me a so that 8 minutes at a certain point in time? I am not saying you say Engineer Samoa is a bad CEO, but maybe he did not share your same ideology. I know Engineer Samoa when he was in the Ashanti region, very fantastic man, very fantastic engineer. Now he is the head of ECG. But the fact is that Nipa, a person making sure say, what about to be a general went in a year? No, Sandy Pacrono, yeah, bro. Don't you have the man? Don't you have engineers within your own party? His Excellency, don't you have the men or engineers within your own party? When you go to VRA, don't you have competent people who are well qualified and experienced enough to head VRA? So the moment they do like to pay, you say, Mahama, the doom swabber. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? See a doom like to pay, say, hey, Mahama, Sabe, hey, Mahama Sabe, hey, please, with all due respect to you, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ghanaians did not vote for you to come and do this kind of way. No, that be. Ghana for say, yeah, one call for horrible one by one, I'm one by to be about power. Almost one qualification, almost one competent well enough. I bet to be head of every institution. Please allow them and give them that opportunity to work. That always said some of them. Our appointees may have started here, and their hand tie, and was one year, the American was them later. Later, American was them. Because some of your appointees in the be all the while. Jana does do, Ahomaswana does do, but then the American was them later. Later, American was them. The truth still remains. Sir, yeah, Mamua. You first some a kofua. I want to work as our concepts. The ideology and the power of person the pushing Ghana. There is all for the boy mine. Hey, now for us if one that's almost to why no. And we have on the list. I mean, we are going to publish them very soon. Your own people are not getting job to do. Now, you see, the effect is that you have subjected some of your own people to ridicule or to be paid because they know the community in which they live in, the society in which they live in, and the past of when we end this before, they contributed so hard, they sacrificed their lives and they are competent enough. But see, I'm in the position here. It's a to be paid. I'm going to say, hey, now our party.